So guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Redman's TV, and after a short break, the Premier League is back this weekend, and that means my predictions for Week 8 and the upcoming games this weekend will be in today's video. If you did enjoy, guys, make sure to smash a like, make sure to subscribe if you are new and want to keep up to date with all the new videos that go out, and also comment below your score predictions and your thoughts on the games this weekend. But before we get into that, let's look back at 2 weeks ago, obviously, where the last set of games were. We saw Manchester United 1-1 with Everton, Brighton drew with Arsenal, of course Leeds got that win against Watford, Chelsea returned to winning ways, there was a ball fest in Burnley, Liverpool and City ended 2-2, so there were some really good games, and of course Tottenham beating Villa as well, and Leicester 2-2. There was just so many games, and Brentford winning. There were so many good games last weekend, so I'm hoping for the same once again this weekend. But, you know, let's go over my score and how I did. And I'll tell you what, I might as well give up because I only did 1 point better than I did, let's call it 4 weeks ago. And I got the Chelsea result correct. I got the Leeds result correct. I got the Wolves result correct. And I've got the Brighton Arsenal correct. I keep on saying correct result, but it's result correct because I have on my phone like that. But yeah, result correct from that one. And I had Jamie Vardy, who got me 1 point, who scored. Jared Bowen got me 1 point. Salah got me 1 point. And Mane got me 1 point, which took me to 8 points for that week. A really poor week, but at least I improved from the following week. And that takes me up to 63 points overall since I started doing this. So we're hoping for a better week this weekend. We're hoping to get more done. And of course, more right, I mean. But of course, these are the games coming up. There's some really good games. Manchester United, Leicester, Newcastle, Tottenham. It's going to be a bit of a buzz in Newcastle just because of the takeover. Everton, West Ham, Brentford, Chelsea. So some really good games to look forward to. So let's get into it. So of course, we've got the early kickoff. Liverpool taking on Watford. And of course, Watford appointing Claudio Ranieri as their new manager. Will they start this weekend with a win over Liverpool? I do not think so. I think Liverpool, they normally dominate teams who have just got from the Championship, and I do expect the exact same result. I expect a better performance from Watford, but I'm simply going to go 2-0 to Liverpool. It may be more, it may be 3 or 4 against the Watford side. I'm not too sure how they will react with their new manager Ranieri coming in, but I think Liverpool, they'll just continue like they have been recently. A 2-0 result coming. I'm going to say Salah 2 goals. I'm just going to say Salah 2 goals because he's on some weird form, some really weird form. Not weird in a bad way, but just he's on a roll at the moment. So yeah, 2 goals from Salah, Liverpool 2-0. We move on to Aston Villa taking on Wolverhampton. This should be a really good game. Both teams love to attack. Both teams, of course, doing well over the last couple of weeks. But I'm going to say Aston Villa. I'm going to say Aston Villa 1, Wolverhampton 2. I think we'll see goals in this game, but I think Wolverhampton, after getting that win last week, I just think they're going to continue now. And of course, Aston Villa, they got a bit of a setback last week, of course, losing to Tottenham. But overall, I do think Wolverhampton will win this game away from home 2-1. I'm going to say a goal from Hwang Lee Chan, whatever his name is, and I'm going to say Ruben Neves. And for Aston Villa, I'm going to say Ollie Watkins if he starts, but if not, Danny Ings. So yeah, 2-1. I think that'll be a really good game, though. We move on to Manchester United against Leicester. My team, I'm hoping we can, react from the last 2 games against Everton and Villa. 2 really frustrating games. I do expect us to react because Leicester, they haven't won a game in the last 5. They're really struggling. But, probably be Manchester United's luck for them to turn up this weekend and, of course, put in a performance and get a win. But I'm confident in this Manchester United team. And I'm going to go a similar result to the Wolves one. I'm going to say 2-1 to Manchester United. I think we'll concede just because we don't have Maguire or Varane, so it's going to be very ropey at the back. But I think we'll win this game. I think Leicester are low on confidence at the moment. Same with Manchester United, to be fair. But I just backed my team to win this game on Saturday. So I'm going to say Rashford, not Rashford, he's not even playing. Jesus Christ, I'm going to say Ronaldo and Bruno. And for Leicester, I'm going to say Jamie Vardy. And we know he's going to do a Ronaldo celebration if he scores, don't we? So yeah, 2-1 to Manchester United in this game. And I think it'll be another really good game. So next up, Manchester City taking on Burnley. And I'm just going to put the 4 in there. And then put the 0 there. I do think it'll be 4-0 to City. And maybe 3, that's what I was thinking. But I just reckon, they wanted to come out from last week's draw against Liverpool and just absolutely dominate a team. They've got the perfect opponent to do that to in Burnley, who's not really had a good start to the season at all. Maxwell Corners came in, made a bit of an impact, scored some goals. But other than that, City, they still look good at the moment. They're scoring goals, they're not conceding that many. So I'm going to say 4-0. I'm going to say Jesus to get 2. I'm going to say De Bruyne to get 1, Jesus to get 1. in this game, I think it'll be quite a simple game to predict that one. And move on to Norwich taking on Brighton. And for me, I reckon Norwich 2-0. Jesus, what would I be smoking there? I'm going to say Brighton 2, Norwich 0. I don't know how Norwich are going to cope for the rest of the season. They haven't won a game this season, have they, so far? They're struggling in every department. They're not looking convincing. They're not looking like they are going to start picking up wins as well. And for Brighton, they've started the season really well. They sit in 6th place, I think, playing some good football, getting some good results. And another perfect opponent to come against really for Brighton. So I'm going to say 2-0 to Brighton. I'm going to say Morpay, and I'm going to say Moda off the bench as well, if he does come on. But yeah, if not, Morpay to get 2 goals. I move on to Southampton taking on Leeds United. And this should be another good game as well. Of course, both teams like to play attacking football. Of course, the way Leeds United play, I do expect goals in this game. But I am going to go in this one. I'm going to go Leeds United 3, Southampton 1. I just think Leeds United will pick up a win in this game after picking up the win last week, of course, against who did they play last week? Let me check who they played last week. Leeds United. They played Watford. Southampton played Chelsea. Oh yeah, J.R. Barrow battered against Chelsea. So they did have a chance in that game. So yeah, I do reckon Leeds United will pick up this victory. I just think they get a bit of confidence off last weekend. Southampton probably a bit low on confidence off that result last week. No James Ward-Prowse as well. So I just reckon Leeds will pick up a win in this game and continue their form from last week. Goals, I'm going to say Bamford, Rafinha, and Rafinha to get 2 and Bamford 1. And for Southampton, I'm going to say Gineppo. We move on to Brentford taking on Chelsea, and Brentford really so far have been a team that has probably surprised everyone this season, playing some good football, they're scoring goals, they're getting big results. They drew with Liverpool the other week, they beat Arsenal, didn't they, at the start of the season. So some really, really good performances from Brentford. Well, of course, Chelsea bounced back last week, didn't they, against Southampton after that poor performance before that week. And of course, this game, I expect this one to be really, really good. But I am going to back Chelsea to win this game. I just think the quality will shine through in this one. And I do think that'd be a bit too much for Brentford, although they can probably handle against Chelsea. They handled it against Liverpool. So yeah, it could be a very close game, but I am backing Chelsea to win this 2-0. I'm going to say Lukaku to get back scoring with the goals, and I'm also going to say Havertz to bag 1. But yeah, there's a real chance that Brentford could score a goal in this game because they've been playing some really good football, but I just don't see it in this one. But next up, Everton taking on West Ham, and this should be another really good game as well. 2 teams that are tipped for the Europa League places this season. Everton started the season pretty well. West Ham again started the season pretty well. So both teams are pretty high on spirits right now. They're high up there. So I'm going to say, for this one, it's really tough to predict, but I'm going to back Everton to win this 2-1. I just think West Ham, they're conceding a lot of goals. They're a bit inconsistent at times. They lost to Brentford late on last week, didn't they, or 2 weeks ago as well. So I'm expecting Everton to just win this game at home. I think the home advantage here will play through. West Ham, I reckon they score in this game, but I just don't reckon they go through and get the results. So for me, I'm going to say Everton 2-1. I'm going to say Demarai Graham-Townsend to score. And for West Ham, I'm going to say Jarrod Bowen again, as I predicted 2 weeks ago as well. And hopefully he pulls through for me again. So next up, Newcastle taking on Tottenham. And this should be a really, really good game. This is definitely a game I'm going to be watching because that Newcastle Stadium, St James's Park, will be absolutely buzzing. The new takeover was confirmed. Apparently this is Steve Bruce's last game as well, so Newcastle fans will be over the moon about that. But for me, I just reckon Tottenham will win this. I don't think they keep a clean sheet. I don't think they will, but I do think they will win this game. But I do expect Newcastle to score just because the crowd will be on their side like they've never been before. The place will be rocking. Tottenham will get a bit of a stir because of that as well. So for me, I'm going to say Tottenham 2-1. I just think they'll win this game. Harry Kane and Son. And for Newcastle, I am going to say Callum Wilson if he plays, but if he doesn't, I'm going to say Saint Maximin. And of course, we move on to the last game of this weekend, of week 8. Arsenal taking on Crystal Palace. Arsenal, of course, drew. Both teams drew 2 weeks ago, didn't they? Arsenal drew to Brighton and Crystal Palace drew to Leicester. So yeah, both teams will be obviously wanting to bounce back from that game, wanting to pick up 3 points. And I only see this going in the favour of Arsenal win this game because Crystal Palace are conceding a lot of goals at the moment. They've been very unlucky recently. They've been playing some better football than they did at the start of the season. They've got going now. They've jarred their team together. But for me, I just reckon Arsenal are back. Wouldn't say back at their best because they're far from their best We haven't seen them at their best for years now, but for me, I do reckon Arsenal will walk away to win this game. I think Crystal Palace has just conceded too many goals for my liking. I'm going to say 3-1. I'm going to say Aubameyang to score 2. I'm going to say Smith for Crystal Palace. I'm going to say Edouard to score. So yeah, guys, that's going to be it for Week 8 predictions of this weekend's Premier League fixtures. If you did enjoy, make sure to smash a like. Make sure to also comment below your score predictions for the main games this weekend. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoy the games on the weekend, guys. The Premier League is finally back, although we do have another international break in November, which again, I know is frustrating. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it. I'll be back for our reaction to the Manchester United game tomorrow. Hopefully, we do win. Cross my fingers, guys. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.